It is 3 o'clock. All the trades have been made, and you've reached the number one show for the fans by the fans to react to it all. CP the Franchise, Alex Rotaros, Andrew Salop, the 1-2 combo in the building. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. Call us up with your takes on today's trades. You can call us via the Discord on our NBA Report. We are also simulcasting on Knicks Fan TV, so you can hit us on the Knicks Fan TV Discord, as well as you can call in 657-383-1509. Let's talk about it, man. Let's get into it. Salute, salute, salute. All right, man. Deadline day, fellas. How you feeling, man? How you guys doing, man?
Good.
It's like Christmas all over again, guys. You know, you wake up, you expect some some gifts, you expect all the hullabaloo, and it never disappoints. You know, last year was the year of reunions. You have Dinwiddie going back to Brooklyn. You have guys rekindling old relationships with their former teams, even like Eric Gordon going back out to L.A. Yeah. But now this season, looks like the Knicks are trying to make a statement, CP and Andrew.
You guys definitely try to make a statement. Do you guys remember when being a journeyman was a thing? Now everybody's a journeyman, including the stars.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Well, let's start off with the blockbuster of the day. By far, the blockbuster. As this ESPN headline reads, the Knicks are busy on trade deadline day. Knicks sending Quentin Grimes, Ryan Arcidiacono, Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, and 2 second-round picks to the Pistons. Troy Weaver finally let his 2 vets go, man. Alec Burks returning, and Bojan Bogdanovic as well, man. Al, I'll start with you. Your takes on this trade, man. What was your reaction when it went down?
Well, first and foremost, before I get serious, this I don't know what you have done, CP. I don't know what you have done. But I do know that the Knicks organization has been appeasing you since the summer. First, it starts off with your CAA connections. And for everyone out there, we all know that this could be called CAA TV from time to time. But somehow you get Julius Randle to extend the olive branch on IG, giving you the prayer emojis, right? Saying it seems like everything's fine. Forget all the evil doing. Next thing you know, they invite KFTV team down to do the commercial this summer. And who do they have front and center? You. None other than you front and center in that to start off the commercial. Now, how else do they help CP the franchise? Oh, Alec Burks, his guy, they need him back. Oh, don't worry. We'll go PCP again and go get Alec Burks. Man, because it's apparently how the Knicks organization is happening. The CAA connections are deep with you. And
I'm starting to believe it.
Crazy.
I'm starting to believe it.
All right. That's all I got to say is that you have brainwash the organization to go get your guy back, Alec Burks. Listen, man, congratulations on that. But in all seriousness, this is a good move for the Knicks. All right. Yeah. If you want, like, in all seriousness, you look at how this team has been playing, even being shorthanded. They are a competitive team. You talk about adding and building around Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. No better way to do it than to open up the paint for them, because that's where both of them thrive, and get more 3-point shooting in Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic. So adding them to the depth of this team, coming off the bench to give more 3-point shooting. Look, man, the paint's going to be open for Brunson and Randle to thrive. And even if you're worried about Randle coming back from injury, you don't want to leave Burks or Bojan open on the perimeter. So that means they're going to have to stay honest, especially if those guys are hot from 3 on any given night. So you're going to have Jalen Brunson, who's shooting very well, Dante DiVincenzo. You're going to have Alec Burks, Bojan Bogdanovic, and then you're telling me even Deuce McBride, who's been shooting 40% from 3 this season. You're talking about 5 guys right there who can knock the 3-ball down at a good rate so far. So with that, this Knicks team, look, it's been an issue for years past that they didn't have enough 3-point shooting on this team. Now when you have star talents in Brunson and Randle, adding guys like that, this team is in a good position. You hate to see Quentin Grimes go. That's another young guy that the Knicks drafted, and they didn't necessarily give, I think, enough chance to move forward with, right? Just for years, because I get it. He was having a down year, not playing as well as he did last year, but that happens for young players. They go up and down. To me, this was his 3rd season, was more like his 2nd season. He didn't really get that much burn his 1st year, so you know how you usually see that regression in the 2nd year, like how you saw for Andrew's guy, Scotty Barnes. That's how I feel like for Quentin Grimes. But hey, he's going to get that opportunity out in Detroit. And look, I think the low-key thing that you could say on this is that with Grimes' frustration on the Knicks not getting enough playing time, he's certainly going to get that out in Detroit. Yeah. And so this is the Knicks front office helping another guy that they drafted go to a situation that should benefit them. He's going to be on a very young team, man. They're okay. Look, Detroit's looking to cut Killian Hayes.
Yeah, just cut Killian Hayes.
You don't know how Jaden Ivey's going to pan out in Detroit right now. I mean, he's up and down on Monty's like depth chart, whatever you want to call it. So they did right by Quentin Grimes to a certain extent, but they really did right for the organization by how they moved, and they didn't have to give up a first-round pick.
Yeah, true indeed. Yeah, Andrew, go ahead.
Yeah, I think this shows that the Knicks are making to look incremental moves over time instead of maybe the splashy move. And, you know, like the OG trade, I mean, as you pointed out, Alex, great fits with Bojan and Alec. Another thing is, like, forget about the playoffs. Right now, they're injury riddled. So they need these guys. They need a four like Bojan. They need somebody to come off the bench and provide minutes when the offense sometimes craters when Brunson has to sit down. And maybe you could give Brunson a little more rest to give hand to his longevity in the postseason. So, you know, I think it's really important to give Bogey some good minutes right away because we don't have OG right now. The Knicks do not have Julius Randle right now. So I think that's going to be big for right now and for the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly right. And one of the things what Ian Beckley had reported earlier today in his reaction show was that the Knicks have some concerns about OG Anunoby's elbow injury. So it makes this deal even more important to get a depth piece in Bogdanovich, who is a flamethrower, and you get a veteran piece in Burks who can help run that second unit for sure. But if you're going to have to lose OG Anunoby for an extended period of time, yes, defensively they're not in the same league, but at least on the offensive side, you can have some guys that are capable. And look, at the end of the day, you might not be gang beaters, world beaters without OG on the defensive end, but in certain games you might not need to. If you got Brunson cooking and you have an offense that can put up some buckets, hey, some nights you just need a timely stop and might not be, you know, a consistent defense throughout the game. So I like this Bogdanovich pickup even more than I like Burks coming back, man. I like Bogdanovich out.
For sure. And I forgot even to include OG in that three-point shooting. So you really have 6 players that can shoot from downtown, you know. And I think the thing with Bojan is that you just add another wing player. The one thing I'll say that's, you know, there's always positive and negatives to every deal that you make, right? I think it's mostly a positive for this. The one negative I'll say is that you don't get younger and more athletic. That's losing out on somebody like Quentin Grimes, right, in this type of deal. So it's good that you still add the wingspan and Bojan to the roster, but as you said, it's going to be about the offense when he's in there and just maintaining when OG is out. Hopefully, I know the elbow injury seems a little serious right now. Hopefully he's back post All-Star break, and this is just maintaining him. But we knew that when getting OG Anunoby that this is a guy who is usually missing games throughout the season because of one injury or another.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bogdanovich, you know, as you said, Alex, not the youngest guy, but the good thing is he's not a turnstile on defense either. Like he plays D, he competes, so they're not going to lose too much on that side of the floor, which is really important for the Knicks.
Yeah, and then, you know, contractually, how this also becomes a big win for the Knicks is we've heard for a couple weeks now that their goals were, one of the goals in terms of bringing back a piece was to make sure that that player gave them flexibility contractually in the event that they want to make a trade in the offseason. With Bogdanovich, he's got a partially guaranteed deal for next season worth $19 million. The expectation is that they will guarantee that deal before the new league year starts, so that has to be before June 29th. And then if they wanted to trade him for, quote-unquote, the big star or wanted to trade him for anything else, they would have that flexibility. You now have that contract, and it's a little bit more than the 48 contract, so you get a little bit more of a boost there in terms of matching contracts.
Yeah, I think the other thing, too, is like as you mentioned, CP, like, yes, the contract is a good part of it. I just wonder, does this mean that the Knicks are going to go back into the draft because you have Alec Burks? Do they re-sign Alec Burks, or do you go back into the draft because now the young guys that you have on this team are Jericho Sims and Miles McBride? I think they should probably go back into the well. And they got 2 draft picks as of right now with Dallas and their own.
Right. So, look, you have more flexibility, man. I mean, they gave up, how many second-round picks did they have? 11, I believe the answer was. So they gave up 2 of those second-round picks, and you still have all of your first-round picks. So now you have flexibility to trade one, go draft some more wing depth, more front court depth in this year's draft, or maybe further down the road, you can go out there and get your athletes that you need, your supporting cast, some upperclassmen that are ready to play, as Thibodeau likes, and so you have some flexibility there. And Andrew, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm surprised that Detroit couldn't get a first rounder for those two guys. Maybe I mean, I'm sure they tried, but maybe it didn't get there. But I mean, those guys are players that could help a contending team, and to only get second round picks, and maybe players that you might not build your future with. I mean, I don't know. They kind of seem like they got fleeced.
With Detroit, right? Yeah, it's funny because
yeah.
And that's it's another reason why I give the Knicks so much credit, because I said this on my show earlier that both Anunoby and with Bogdanovich, Al, it just seemed like the Knicks really played this thing right. At least based on the rumors that we have always heard, right? We don't know the real in terms of negotiations, but over the years with both of these two players, the price that you always heard was at least one first-round pick for Bogdanovich. For OG Anunoby, it was like 3 first-round picks. So it just really seems like they played their cards right here and got both of these players at their price.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, whenever you heard the Lakers Bogdanovich stuff, it was always first-round picks included.
Yeah,
even though that trade never went down. Yeah.
I think the one thing when you look at these deals, though, is that I think we're starting to see the real value of first-round picks, where it's nice in theory at times to go get a player, but how has that transpired for all these other teams when you go into the draft? When you go draft somebody, look, Detroit's getting rid of Killian Hayes, right? They're waiving him. He didn't even pan out. He was a first-round pick, and I think for some of these teams, they say, you know what, let's go with a made product. So in Detroit's case, they didn't get the first-round pick, but they got Quentin Grimes. So they can always say, we know what Quentin Grimes did last season. He can guard the toughest perimeter player defensively. He can give you some three-point shooting. So a good 3-and-D player at minimum. Maybe there's more to him. We could develop him, but at least we know we have a 3-and-D player. When you go look at Toronto, you know what RJ did, showed out last season after an up and down year. He showed out in the playoffs. Manuel quickly, second place when it came to sixth man of the year. These guys have already proven in their young careers that they can actually be contributors to playing basketball in the NBA. I mean, look at RJ right now. His efficiency is through the roof for the Raptors. So I think that's where you're starting to see first-round picks don't really matter to a lot of NBA teams. Like, at one point, you look at OKC, it's like, yeah, it's great. I mean, if you're a rebuilding team like OKC, if you're maybe out in Indiana where you can't really get free agents like that, it's good for them to say, we'll build through the draft. But then teams like Toronto, who don't necessarily want to do a hard reset, or if you're looking at Detroit, where they got enough young guys, they got Cade, they got Ivy, they got Thompson, they got Jalen Duren. Like, how many more guys do you need to draft if you're the Detroit Pistons? Now you get Quentin Grimes. Maybe he replaces, I don't know, maybe if you're thinking about you don't want to keep Jaden Ivey if you're Detroit and the way Monty's coaching right now, maybe you want to throw Quentin Grimes next season into that starting rotation. You can go make moves like that, and it's more intriguing to have a young player to move rather than, hey, we don't know how this guy's going to pan out in the league. So I think that's the other thing that we see from these type of deals.
What I'd like to know from you guys, what I would like to ask you guys is, how have your expectations changed from before the OG trade, after the OG trade, and now acquiring Bojan and Alec?
For this year, I always felt like whether they were going to stand pat or make a move, I always looked at ECF is kind of like the ceiling, because I just didn't see where they were just going to go from being that 4 seed last year to just being, straight into the finals. Like, I thought you're going to have to take gradual steps. But, with this deal, man, I just like how they're operating right now. They're bringing in pieces that fit. They're addressing their lack of shooting. I talked about this in the earlier show. You think about this Knicks team in the playoffs against Miami. What was the first thing that stood out was they could not shoot. They couldn't shoot. Period. You had guys that could get hot throughout a year. Hart had his moments from 3. RJ certainly had his moments, but not like guys that this guy's a shooter. You know what I mean? Where, if he goes into the playoffs and he's not shooting well, it's damn, he's having an off night. Now they go out and get Bogdanovich. They get Burks. You have Dante. You have OG. It's going to up your efficiency, man, especially from three. So you have so much options now and versatility offensively that you could put around Jalen and Julius when they're healthy. That's what you need, man. And you still maintain your financial flexibility and your picks. They're in a good spot. I'm not expecting that this team to just, go to the moon, but I like the steps that they're taking to try to get there.
To me, it's like they are saying that we can get back to the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs, and they could possibly go even further. I like how this team's constructed now. I'm not worried when you talk about facing up against Boston or facing up against Milwaukee, because I think they've added the shooting power that they needed to keep up with teams like that. And they've opened up the court when you go play somebody like the Boston Celtics. Like, you talk about the Knicks now having 3-point shooting. You still keep Isaiah Hartenstein in that starting unit. You allow guys to cut even more, whether it's just even Brunson or Randall. I mean, Hartenstein could work the high post and go find OG or Dante cutting. That's different than if you got the defensive versatility with OG and Anunoby. Look, you talk about playing the Bucks. You can relieve Randall of having to guard Giannis and just let him focus on offense that game. So I think the way that the Knicks looked at it is that if we make these moves, we can now compete with these guys. And that's essentially what they're saying. On top of that, and I just tweeted this out not too long ago, they must know that these guys are coming back at some point this season, that they're not throwing in the towel. They have to believe that Randall's going to be healthy. They have to believe that Mitch is going to come back probably at some point in the season. And they believe that OG will be healthy too, because you don't make a move for Burks and Bogdanovich unless you feel that we're ready to compete. I mean, you're talking about giving up a young guy in Quentin Grimes and a contract like Evan Fournier, which you didn't have to keep this offseason, but you could have kept to still add a salary filler. But now you're saying we're going to use Alec Burks for this season because it's the last year of his deal. Bogdanovich, who you can move potentially this offseason somewhere else. And to me, it's like they believe that they can compete and these guys will be coming back soon.
I know you want to pick on the Bucks, Alex, but you could also throw OG at Jason Tatum. He actually keeps Jason Tatum. I think this is a stat from the top of my head, so correct me if I'm wrong. I think he keeps Jason Tatum at around like 19 points per game or 20 points per game when he guards him, from what I understand. So, like, not only the two best teams in the East, like you could throw OG at both those guys, and that's going to be really important in the playoffs.
Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys, CP, Alex, and Andrew. The NBA trade deadline reaction show. We are reacting to all the moves that went down today. We're going to give you an update on everything, trades made and trades not made. We're going to get to that. But real quick, we're going to take some caller reactions as well. Ace on the Discord, on the KFTV Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Ace on the Discord.
CP, how you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great now today. CP, I feel like it needs to be a new award, CP.
Yeah.
It needs to be a new award. Front office of the year, CP. Front office of the year. Every single move this front office has made was initially controversial. They signed Jalen Brunson, backlash. DiVincenzo, backlash. They take a big jump, trading away RJ and quickly our two young pillars of this team, backlash. Every single move this front office has paid. Every single move this front office has taken has paid off. Every single one. I feel like the only person who hasn't missed a shot all season has been Leon Rose, CP.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of credit to this front office.
Yeah.
You said what?
No, I said you got that right. You got that right.
Yeah.
They're getting this thing right, man. Last couple of years, they're hot right now.
They getting it right. They getting it right. And,
yeah.
I was watching this past game, and I was watching some because everybody know I love Precious Achiuwa. I'm the president of the Precious Achiuwa Hod. But every time I see him and Josh Hart share the floor on offense, it is stroke inducing, CP.
Yeah.
It is catastrophic. The floor spacing is horrible. It's nothing but dribble handoffs and predictable coming off ball screens.
Which is why, like, even though a lot of people were pointing to Bruce Brown with this team, I just didn't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't like that one bit, man. So they went out and got the right duo, man, and appreciate the call, Ace. They went out and got the right guys out. You know what I'm saying?
They did. Look, I said it at the top of the show, they've got the players that fit their two stars very well for where they like to work on the court. Randall, as we see, plays bully ball. He likes to work in the paint. Brunson, we know he's one of the best post players, one of the best finishers in the paint as well, shooting-wise, 15 feet in. that's what you do, man. If you have guys who can finish there, you make sure you go add shooters around them, which this team has needed in many years past.
Yeah, I mean, great call. Kudos to the organization in building around two players that probably, Brunson's, I think he's in the MVP conversation. Randall, 3 All-Star games over the course of his time with the Knicks. But it's probably not the easiest to build around those 2 stars, right? And they're doing a great job of it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. All right, let's go rapid fire phones, couple phones, and then we'll go around the league. 212, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Yo, Triple M, what's going on, fellas?
My guy, Triple M in the building. Talk about it. Let's go.
Let's go, rapid fire, man. First of all, I'm outside the Garden right now. They might need me to play 15 minutes, man. The injury report is long today.
Are they holding tryouts outside of the Garden right now?
CP is not allowed. CP is not allowed. They've seen the tape of the free throws, man. So you're not allowed today. I might get some burn today, bro. But let me give y'all my rapid fire takes, man. Listen, I love the trade. It seems like with whatever thing that was out there, the Knicks went all in. So you like that move. My Knicks PTSD kicks in a little bit because everybody likes to move. Usually when you get like that 50-50 split.
This is too good. It's too good here.
Things going, but let me give you my rapid-fire take that's going to lead to a question. So it seems like the Knicks are banking on other teams thinking that they're incompetent and just basing things off their past because they prioritize trading all their young assets and keeping all their first-round picks.
Yeah.
So that leads me to question, when the Knicks go star hunting this summer, as a lot of people have been reporting, what is the young asset that we might try to shop around? Like, are we going to put Deuce McBride in there? Are we going to be drumming that up? Like, that's just my only question, my only concern right now. Like, they do have all the first-round picks, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But what young asset? Do they have to go into the draft now and reload? I don't know if they're really going to be star hunting. I think they're just going at it with this squad. But I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. You already know I've been jumped out the window with Alex. You already know. Shout out to Andrew. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to CP, my guy.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
What
do you guys think about? Well, he asked the question. Maybe I'll answer this one, even though I usually defer to you guys when it comes to Knicks. What about Mitchell Robinson?
Cleveland's not going to want him.
In general, though, for trade.
You see where I'm going there?
They're not even trading Donovan Mitchell.
You see where I'm going there?
Well, I mean, like, he's right, though. There's not a lot of options, right?
Not a lot of options.
I mean, Mitch has value.
Yeah, it's only Mitch and Deuce.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Jericho?
I don't know, man.
I
think he's been good at times for the Knicks, but
he's not a coveted player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't have nearly the value as Mitch.
Not a coveted player.
No. Oh no, I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, I'm just listening to young players that are still on the Knicks.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks should try and develop him because I don't know how much they would get for him.
For sure.
That's my thoughts.
For sure.
Yeah.
So to everybody in the chat, once again, go ahead, Alex.
No, I think for like trade wise, like, CP, I know you just joked with Cleveland wouldn't want like Mitchell Robinson, but does Cleveland even want to make that trade at this point? I mean, look how they're playing without Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. Like, they're killing it right now. I mean, Garland has come back and played in some games, but Donovan Mitchell's been on one. I don't see them wanting to trade with the Knicks even this offseason.
They might not have a choice.
What are they going to
do? Go into the next offseason without him on a long-term deal?
The trade, it's always crazy that teams want to trade a certain, like this happened with D. Russell. They want to trade a certain player, then he plays well, then you don't want to trade him. Don't you even have more value when you're playing well?
Yeah, but with Spider, the clock is ticking on that contract. See, he's got a player option for 25, 26. So that means after this year, when you go into next season, that could be it for the Cavs. He could be like, yo, I'm opting out. See you later. And they get nothing. They get good times. He's cooking. That's why I just think that if this is all a part of the plan, they got OG at their price, they got Bogdanovich at their price, and they go whether we could argue fit all day. They just tried to go get him 2 years ago. What changed? Now they can go get him at their price. That's just what I think. I'm putting my tinfoil kufi on. That's why.
I mean, you were right about Burks.
Yeah. Yep. That is a fact.
Well, CP is probably calling for another CAA client because he already has the connections with CAA. So we all know that is. But I mean, the opposite could be that the Cavs decide to just pay Donovan and then move off Garland. They could do that too.
Sure, that's true. Certainly true.
Mobley might be a piece too. The way Jared Allen's playing, so we'll see. Get a wing maybe.
Yeah, certainly possible. They give him a max bag and he takes the money again like he did in Utah. I don't think so, man. I don't think so, man. I'm telling you, I don't think so.
So you believe that Donovan is coming to the Knicks this offseason?
Yes.
Okay.
We got to timestamp this.
Yeah.
TM, you already know what to do.
Timestamp it again.
TM, you already know what to do.
Timestamp it again.
Timestamp
February 8th. Timestamp it.
Man, that's interesting.
I mean, TM already timestamped your LaMelo Ball trade too, so there's that one. Just sitting out there in the universe.
No, that's more of a Hail Mary. The Spider one's more that's more on point. The LaMelo one's more like a Hail Mary. Here's a sleeper. Spider's real, man.
You don't think that's even? You don't think LaMelo's even more of an option the way that they're blowing everything up in Charlotte?
Could be. Certainly could be.
I mean, they're just getting rid of everybody at this point. So
yeah.
No PJ Washington. You know, they're moving off. They moved off the Terry Rozier.
PJ.
Hayward. Hayward to OKC.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward going to OKC.
All right. Let's get to that in a second. Rambo, go ahead on the Discord. Oh, we just lost Rambo. Hang on. Let me get two more people on the Discord here, then we'll go around the league and then rapid calls. Mr. Free, go ahead and mute your mic. Mr. Free, Christopher Blake.
Yo, salute. What's going on, fellas?
We here, man. What's good?
Man, I'm feeling good. You know, I was the president of the DJM tribe, but, you know, I might need to look for a new position now because that don't seem like that's going to happen, even if it goes into the offseason. But, you know, I like what we did. We brought in two shooters. You know, it's going to hurt me to see to see Bergstedt running a point again. Mm-hmm. But, you know, what can you really do? I mean, the salaries match, the talent matches. Just want to see how does the injuries impact us going forward, because those guys might end up playing a much larger role than we think they will be, depending on how Randall and OG comes back. So, I mean, and especially because we don't really have much movable assets, it's kind of like this is our team for the foreseeable future. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is it, man. You just got to hope these guys come back and come back healthy. Hopefully Julius and OG. I think the OG thing will be after All-Star break, but certainly Julius as well, man. Suhu San on the Discord. Go ahead, mute your mic.
Hello, CP the franchise. How you doing?
Good,
how's everybody doing?
How you feel, man? What's your name? Where you calling in from?
What up?
Calling from Boston, Massachusetts.
Beantown.
Hey.
All right.
Listen. Been a New York guy for a long time, since the 90s, and it was not my choice to live in Boston because my fiance lives here.
Neither was mine.
But I'm feeling good about the trade right now. Mm-hmm. I just want everyone's opinions on this. Do you think that this is a sign that the Knicks are going for it this year? Now, I don't want to make prediction right now. Mm-hmm. Let's say they get lucky right now, and they win the championship. They win the chip. Luck, everything's got to go their way, health-wise. They're playing well, and they got to get lucky. How do you guys feel about that, and where do they go from here to make some moves next year for next season?
Yeah, well, I mean, to say going for it, look, I think they like their team. They want to compete, and these moves signify that, but they're going to compete at their price. They're not desperate yet, and that's what they've shown over the past couple of years. They're not desperate just yet. They still want to keep competing. And then I just feel like the financial flexibility that they're getting with the Bogdanovich trade, like this is going to be a stopover for him. He's going to get flipped. He's going to get traded either by the offseason or by next season, by the next trade deadline, so that they can get somebody else. So they're playing chess out here, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll let you to it because I'm working from home, but I just want to say thank you, all three of you.
Yes, sir.
For making some great content. Let's go. Let's go, New York.
Suhu San on the Discord, man. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. All right, let's go around the league real quick. Well, we will get back to some more phone calls. Let's go around the league real quick. I mean, one person that didn't get traded, that was a Knicks fan target, was one, DeJounte Murray, man. According to Woj and all reports, Hawks are keeping DeJounte Murray. You saw a couple of rumors out there with the Pelicans. Hawks reportedly wanted Herb Jones. But overall, nothing for DeJounte, man. Andrew, what's your reaction to that?
Nothing for DeJounte. We even heard Trey buzz. I wanted to see like Trey. I wanted to see Trey with the Spurs or maybe the Magic. I wanted to change the scenery for him. You know, I feel like he just needed a change of scenery. I mean, they need to shake things up. So I really don't know what direction they're going to go in at this point. They're definitely in purgatory, right? Like with Trey and DeJounte, you're not going to bottom out and rebuild. So I don't know, man. I don't know where they're going from here, but I think it's a little unfortunate that those guys didn't get traded. I want to see Trey with a change of scenery as well.
Yeah, Al, how about you, man?
You know, it just tells you how bad the deal was that they made to go get DeJounte Murray. They traded, 3 first-round picks, right? Last year to go get him. And now that you're seeing that you overpaid to get him, and they probably want the same thing back, and no team is willing to offer even the 2 first-rounders for a guy like DeJounte Murray. And you see that, hey, why should we help you for a floundering team? And with that's the predicament they're in. So they might have to do a deal this offseason, but I think you're going to have to ask for Landry Fields to, just come to terms and say, you know what, we're going to have to take a penny on the dollar in this case and figure out how do we get a better move. Or you got to have to add even more to the trade if you are moving DeJounte to get more what you want in return to continue to build around Trae Young.
Yeah. Just it didn't seem like they were going to get what was reportedly being asked for him, which is the 2 first-round picks. Like, didn't seem like many teams were going to bite on that. But they still have time. They have options in terms of whether they're going to trade him or maybe it is Trae Young. Maybe Trae Young gets traded to the Lakers.
I was about to say.
Maybe he gets traded to the Spurs.
That's exactly it. I think I was talking that with you, Andrew, on the last NBA report where the idea of trading Trae Young to the San Antonio Spurs. I know that topic's been floated around. Would you move off of Trae Young and keep DeJounte Murray?
What are you getting from the Spurs?
You probably got to get some draft compensation in order to I think you're getting more so draft compensation for Trae Young more than anything else. Like, you're going to get some young players, maybe some intriguing young players, but you never get the value of like an all-star for an all-star on these deals.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely more excited for the Spurs than I would be for Atlanta in that deal. I think like Wemby and Trae fit each other so well because Trae's deficiently, obviously, on the defensive side, but he's been competing this year. Like, he's been better on defense this year. And then, Wemby, he changes the geometry of the court on defense. That could be a great mix in that regard. And then Wemby's one of the craziest lob threats we've ever seen in the NBA, even as a rookie.
Yeah.
And Trae is one of the best lob passers, the way he leverages his floater for the pass, for the lob. I mean, that would be so much fun, and I just wish I could see it. But, you're right. I don't know how that would make sense for the Hawks, right? Like, that would be interesting.
Yeah, depends on what they
go completely tank. You got to completely tank it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Trae could get traded this off season. I mean, he might request a trade. Who knows? He might request one out and want to change the scenery here. But DeJounte Murray, ladies and gentlemen, is staying put. Okay. Also, what kicked off today? We'll get to some of the stuff last night as well. What kicked off today? Buddy is finally gone. Buddy Buckets. The rumored trade is finally done, man. Indiana, who's been wanting to trade Buddy Hield since they got him, finally got him up out of there. Sends him to Philly in exchange for Marcus Morris, Furkan Korkmaz, and 3 second-round picks to the Indiana Pacers, man. Al, what was your take on this one?
Oh, I don't see Marcus Morris getting that much playing time in Indiana. I think for them, it's like, we need to get some draft compensation to add some defense on this team. That's the way I look at it as. Other than that, they had a very high-powered offense. I spoke with Caitlin Cooper for the Game of the Week preview when we did Knicks versus Pacers. And the one thing that she noted about Buddy Hield is that he attracts so much gravity because of his three-point shooting and his offense that it allowed Halliburton, to even open up the floor for it. It opens up the floor for Halliburton to really for him to operate. So that's why I guess I'm a little confused is why would you do that and limit what Halliburton does and how Hield helps that Pacers team. But I think it's just for them to go back into the draft and go get somebody defensive minded.
Yeah, go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it makes too much sense for the Pacers, to be honest. And I think it makes a lot of sense for the Sixers because they need to get more threes up. Obviously, this all comes down to if Joel Embiid could come back in a healthy fashion. Like, none of this matters if Joel don't come back. But, they need to get more threes up, and I think Buddy could do that. And I think he'll be especially helpful off the bench for some scoring punch and his ability to get shots up at volume and shoot at a high percentage. But, for the Pacers, I don't know. I felt like they could get more for Buddy Hield. I mean, a lot of teams wanted him around the league from what I understand. And I see it from their point where they didn't need all the shooting that they had, right? Like they have plenty of shooting at this point. But I just felt like you could get more for Buddy Hield. I mean, I guess Marcus Morris gives you a little bit defensively and they need defense, but maybe Korkmaz could, fit in that shooting role. But I don't know, man. I think it was a lot better for the Sixers than it was for the Pacers.
Yeah, I agree there. It just didn't seem for Indiana. I mean, he's gonna be a free agent next year. So at this point, it was kind of like get what you can right now, rather than just lose him in free agency for nothing because he's probably gonna walk anyway. But in the heat, so they get the 3 second-round picks and maybe they move up or somehow or use those for some depth at the wing or at the front court. But for the here and now, it doesn't really help them. Like, Mook has done his days, and for Korkmaz, he can shoot. It's pretty much a lateral move there. So, they get the second-round picks, and you can see what they can do with him. And then for Philly, none of it matters unless Embiid comes back. So, 100%. So I think according to what I was reading, they did get $2.5 million in cap space. So as Morey has said all year, they want max space or enough cap space to make big splash in the offseason themselves. So this is another move to kind of help them now if Embiid comes back, and then can help them in the offseason if they want to get some more cap space or they want to sign Buddy Hield. They have his bird rights as well.
Yeah, there was a popular take in the NBA universe, if you will, that they should shut Joel Embiid down, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And now I think with this move, it shows like this is a win now move in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So I think it shows that they're going to try and get Joel healthy and back so they could, get back to contention if you believe they were ever contenders in the first place. But, all their focus, like their whole focus just needs to be, don't even bring Joel back too early. Like get him healthy, get him in shape. And then get him into these games, that needs to be the focus of the entire franchise.
Definitely for this season. I just wonder what player they're looking for this offseason because a lot of the rumors were, maybe they should go out and get Siakam, go trade for him. Well, he's in Indiana. It seems like he's going to re-up there. You don't make a move for Siakam unless you have some reassurance that he's going to stay in that destination. Another guy that they threw out there was Paul George. I don't see that one happening just because you have the Clippers just on a tear right now. I see, I can't remember his name right now. I see the Clippers owner, Ballmer. I see Ballmer, he's already invested in the arena. He extended Kawhi. You got Harden over there. I see him extending PG-13 as well. I don't see him on the move. So who's that guy that you believe is going to come this offseason to go join Joel Embiid and Maxey? I just don't know what players out there right now that, is there. I mean, we have to wait until the playoffs happen and who underperforms, but who's a free agent that they can go get?
Maybe Bruce Brown. Oh, you bet like a star.
I bet a star.
Well, he's a star role player.
He is he's a star in his role. I'm talking about a star. CP's talking about max money. If someone gives max money to Bruce Brown,
Yeah. I don't
know, bro. I'm trying to think. I don't know.
I don't see it, man. All right, let's get to the next one. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Also on the docket, P.J. Washington. P.J. Washington heads to Dallas in exchange for Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and a first-round pick. P.J. Washington was a name that had came out earlier this week as a potential trade candidate for a lot of teams. The Knicks had supposed interest, but Dallas was also interested. They needed more front court depth, more front court athleticism, I believe. I like this move for them, man. He gets out of purgatory. He moves from the wall and goes to a team that, not exactly heaven, but a much better situation. Maybe that's what he needs to jumpstart his career. What do you guys think, man?
Oh, that's heaven compared to where he was.
Yeah, true. True.
Nah, PJ Washington.
Are you saying that Charlotte is hell, Andrew? Is that what you're telling us?
Man, they have some crazy situations going on in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And you know what? They got crazy situations. There's so many of crazy situations that some of them aren't even talked about. Like, that place is crazy, bro. But yeah, good for him. I mean, he's I feel like him, maybe Naz Reid are probably two of the most underrated players in the NBA. Like he gives them some front court depth, some offense in the front court. They got Gafford too. Because they definitely need, like, Derek Lively needs help in the front court, right? He's playing center over there. You think like Grant Williams and Seth Curry in theory fit well around Luka, but it hasn't really worked out. So, you know, maybe it was just time to move off those guys. So yeah, I really like it. I mean, Jeremy Grant might have been even better, but you know, that probably wasn't an option. Probably Jeremy wanted to stay there. There were some better options out there, but maybe they just weren't realistic. So at the end of the day, I think it's a great move for the Mavs because they needed that front court depth.
Solid move for the Mavs. Broke it down with our guy Bibbs. You know, the Mavs Outsiders podcast yesterday for the Game of the Week preview. He talked about PJ Washington being a player that he thought would be a good fit on the Mavericks. And look, you get 3-point shooting, right? So you're gonna have to honor that. It opens up the floor for Kyrie and Luka. It's a good move for them, man. I was expecting more of like a Jeremy Grant role, but it's still good. You move off of Grant Williams, though. You know, their offseason signing, so you lose a little bit of defense there, but that's the price of doing business at times.
Yeah, and then in return, you got Seth Curry, you have Grant Williams, and a first-round pick going to the Charlotte Hornets. Now, with the first-round pick, I mean, based on where Dallas is going, trying to get to, can you argue that was steep? Or do you say, like, hey, we got a guy plug and play, he's ready to go, and PJ Washington already established, maybe he can hit another ceiling, and we don't have to wait for a guy to develop under Luka's timeline, because Luka we don't have that much time. Because if we don't win within the next couple of years, who knows if he's still going to be here, especially when Cuban is going to ultimately move out of the owner's box. You know, they give up the first-round pick, and then you got Grant Williams, who they just picked up in the last offseason. He goes home, actually. He's from Charlotte. You got Seth Curry from Charlotte. So, I don't know. Was this a Mitch Kupchak and Charlotte move, trying to bring in maybe some culture builders here, you know, and do it while they're doing a little reset?
Yeah, they brought in some good guys. I don't know how much that helps them in the short term, but
right.
they definitely brought in some good guys.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
what do you think for Charlotte, though? I mean, yeah, Miles Bridges saying that he doesn't want to get moved, right?
That was another thing that happened today.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I would, because, you know, there was that rumor between the Phoenix Suns wanting Miles Bridges, which I'm shocked that he wouldn't want to go team up on that team.
Yeah.
But I don't know where right now you have LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges. You know, if Grant Williams would play, he would be in that starting rotation. You got Nick Richards. That's their starting five right there. Moving forward, like, there's a promise in LaMelo. There's promise in Brandon Miller.
Yeah, there is. Yep.
For the rest, like, Bridges is a good player. I don't know how much, like, if Charlotte was, like, I think, how much is Charlotte willing to move him? Because that's another good player that they have on their team. That's the bigger question. Because you could say you could build around those three guys, but I think Bridges is still up in the air whether or not he's going to be part of that team moving forward.
Yeah, what do you guys think about just building around LaMelo, Brandon, and Bridges, and just blowing everything else up? You know, that's not.
Yeah,
sure. I think Grant's not old, right?
No.
I mean,
no.
So
hey, they look, somebody to help them get tougher and play some defense.
Yeah,
who knows?
Yeah. That space the floor.
Yeah, it might be a good move, but they needed to start shaking things up. So let's see what happens there. And if they do they intend on keeping Miles Bridges and signing him to a new deal? Who knows? Maybe they did some background research and, intend to keep him.
Or maybe that team's desperate because they can't get anybody.
You can't get anybody else. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. So yeah, Miles Bridges did not get traded and did not get traded to the Phoenix Suns. Okay, let's who else do we got here?
I mean, they did trade Gordon. That could be a segue. What do you guys think about that?
Yes, let's pull up the Gordon Hayward deal. Good one right there.
It's gonna be good to see Gordon play meaningful games.
Yep.
And a veteran leadership, because that's a very young team, and we don't know. Honestly, we don't know how good Gordon Hayward is right now. He's obviously not Utah Jazz Gordon, but he might be better than everybody thinks. He might be worse than everybody thinks.
True.
But we don't know, and we got to find out. And also, I think it's a low risk move because you could just move off him after the season. So, I think it's a great move for OKC.
Gordon Hayward to OKC for Trey Mann and Davis Bertans. Al, what do you think about that one?
I think to Andrew's point, it is a solid move. You get some veteran presence. You get if he is the Gordon Hayward that we've seen in years past, you get a legitimate scorer coming off the bench who can bring up the rock, initiate the offense. I think that's very important for a young team, especially if you want to, spell SGA some minutes. I think that's a good way. And then if you're looking on making a trade this offseason, say if it does work out with Gordon Hayward, you can move off Josh Giddey, figure out how you shore up that front court depth, move Chet down to the power forward position, go get a legitimate center. And that kind of works out for OKC in that manner with Gordon Hayward being that sixth man. And then on top of that, I mean, they still got Isaiah Joe, who's out right now, but Isaiah Joe and Gordon Hayward is some offense off the bench. That's pretty solid for OKC, man. And look, top team in the West. They're only shoring things up to make a playoff run.
Yeah,
they're gonna be fun. They're gonna be fun in the playoffs, man.
They're gonna be fun. Yeah. They're gonna be fun, man. He's hurt, which is Gordon Hayward for you, right? Hasn't played it over a month,
and that's why he should stay on the bench because he doesn't have to play that many minutes.
Yeah, he's out with a calf injury, and then For OKC, it's not Lowry, it's not a big man, but it's good depth. It's a good veteran. It's good playoff depth, and when he is healthy, will fit in perfectly in their offense. So, I think this is still a good depth pickup for OKC. You have so many young players and so much depth. You got to start subtracting and start consolidating here. Getting rid of Bertans, who after he got that large deal, really hasn't been the same player. And then Trey Mann, who kind of fell out of the rotation there. That's a good move for OKC. A good gamble for OKC as they try to make a move here in the playoffs. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. CP, Alex, and Andrew on the ones and twos. The NBA Report and KFTV simulcast here, man, for the NBA trade deadline reaction show. We are reacting to all the moves that have been made so far. Well, not so far because it's over. So all the moves that have been made today. And for those of you on the check-in with Knicks Nation, hey, man, we are reacting to the return of Alec Burks, man. Alec Burks is headed back home to the Garden. And Bojan Bogdanovic, man, Knicks bringing in some shooting in exchange for Quentin Grimes, Malachi Flynn, Evan Fournier, Ryan Arcidiacono, and 2 second-round picks. And look, man, just to recap my thoughts, it's another good deal for Leon Rose. They've been patient. They've been prudent. It's another prudent trade deadline move where they didn't have to give up anything of significance, and they brought back some much-needed offensive reinforcements. Still have to get healthy, but at full strength, this team looks good, man. This team looks really good. You bring back Burks, who knows the system. You bring in a Bogdanovic who has size, who can shoot, a legitimate 20 points per game scorer, and 40% from three. So that's an excellent move. Now, hated to lose Grimes, but I didn't think he was going to be here long-term anyway. And it just is what it is, just based on the Knicks' trajectory and where they're trying to go. This was a move that was pretty necessary. So you subtract Grimes, you bring in 2 guys on the offense, and then with Bogdanovic, you swap out the Fournier $17 million team option for Bogdanovic's $19 million partially guaranteed deal, which will get guaranteed, and now you have a contract that you can use in a trade going into the summer or the next season.
My question for you, CP, is when are you getting that Burks jersey?
Soon, man, soon. Hopefully my friends at MSG, the MSG shop, will be stocking up on those Burks jerseys, man. Number 18 to be exact. So make sure we stock up on that, man. Make sure we got them ready for Saturday when the Knicks take on the Pacers, man.
You know when are you getting Burks on the show? That's another question.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. Matter of fact, Yeah, good.
Are you guys upset they traded a Nova guy? This is the Nova Knicks, man.
Who? Arcidiacono?
Yeah, man.
He'll find a way back home, and eventually.
Okay. Look, man, when the Knicks win the championship this year, he still gets a ring.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's right.
He still gets a ring, man. So, he'll go home, chill out, support the guys.
Maybe he'll
home.
be on the Roommates podcast with Brunson and Josh Hart.
Right. Next up on the Roommates podcast. What's it like in Detroit, man? We're having a blast.
First question: how is it like getting? Well, he's getting waived apparently, according to the beat writers. It looks like Ryan Arcidiacono will be waived. So, first question, Ryan: what was it like being a Knick, and what was it like being traded yet again by the deadline?
Right. Oh man, that is going to be hilarious, man. That is going to be absolutely hilarious. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP, Alex, and Andrew in the building. Okay, what other trades do we want to run down? We talked about Gordon Hayward. Let's go through Woj's list here. I mean, nothing too crazy. This next one was really the blockbuster.
Pat Bev. Pat Bev is interesting.
Pat Bev out of there. Yeah, Pat Bev. So he's going from Philly to Milwaukee. It'll be interesting to hear his take on his podcast about it. What will Pat Bev have to say?
He reported the news, I think. He broke it.
Did he really? No way. Hold on. Pat Bev broke the news? Hold on, man. What Pat Bev 20? What did he have to say today?
I think it said via Pat Bev pod.
Oh, my God. The wildest day of basketball, he says. Okay, hold on. Let's see.
Oh, man.
Well, he's playing Call of Duty. We're on Pat Bev's Twitter here. Hold on. Let's do some research. What time is this? This was this is February 4th. All right. Oh, so wild day of basketball, Pat Bev pod. Oh, Philly Love Gang. That's 2 hours ago. He said, see ya. There it is. Oh, okay. Oh, he goes, okay. Cold game at Pat Bev pod. Philly Love Gang. Out of there. So Pat Bev goes to Milwaukee to help them figure out their problems. And then you had, what they say, Marcus Morris last week gets the key to the city in Philly. And next thing you know, have fun in Indiana, boy. It's a cold game, man. It is an absolutely cold game.
Ruthless,
man. Absolutely ruthless. All right, so Pat Bev goes there. What else do we have here? What do you guys think about the Lakers not making any moves?
Yikes.
I don't know if LeBron is happy.
Yeah. Who knows, man? Maybe he might take his talents to South Beach or somewhere.
Oh, South Beach again? Maybe just wherever Bronny goes.
For sure, wherever Bronny goes. If you're the Lakers and you're the fan base, you got to be upset because there was all that talk about trying to get DeJounte Murray. You had Zach LaVine at the beginning of the season, but he opted for surgery, so he's done. You have DeMar DeRozan, Alec Caruso in trade talks. They didn't make a move at all, and this team has looked lackluster. So, look, they still have D'Angelo Russell on the team. They have all the other guys. And it's got to be interesting being part of a LeBron James team where you're constantly placed in rumors, knowing that LeBron is at the forefront of pushing to stay competitive and be in playoff championship mode. So how's the rest of the roster feel? You know, if you're D'Angelo Russell, if you're Rui Hachimura, you've been dangled in trade talks, and you know that part of it's because LeBron James wants this team upgrade so that way he can compete. How do you feel going back into that locker room, and how do you buy back in, especially when you got the controversy surrounding Darvin Ham right now and how he's on the hot seat? So if you're a Lakers fan, you can't be thrilled with how today went.
Yeah, I mean they're just buying time, right? Like it feels like, the buyout market. Oh yeah, this offseason we'll have more first. Yeah. Oh yeah, LeBron, don't worry about it. Yeah. And then when that comes, who knows? Maybe they're still not, like, it feels like I could see why LeBron would think like, oh, you're just stringing me along, huh?
Yeah.
I could see why he would think that.
True indeed, man. Let's see what else we got here. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Kelly Olynyk is going back home. Huh? Kelly is going home. This one was announced earlier today. My guy, Kelly Olynyk, a trade candidate, goes to Toronto. He goes home with Ochai Agbaji for Kyra Lewis. So Kyra Lewis goes to his third team. Otto Porter, and a 2024 first-round pick. Al, what do you think about this one, man?
For the Raptors, it's good for them. I mean, they add some shooting in the front court next to Pirtle, who can't shoot at all. And I think they're looking, how do you space the floor for Scotty and RJ as well? So it's a good move for Toronto. They're trying to assemble Team Canada. You know, they're looking to see.
They're trying to get the band together, man. They're trying to get the band back together.
Maybe they'll try to get Dylan Brooks off season. You know, maybe they have some crazy thought that they could possibly get SGA. Who knows?
With Jamal Murray,
Jamal
Wiggins.
Jamal Murray too. Yeah, can you imagine?
I think this is a nice play here by Team Canada, by RJ Senior and Masai Ujiri. They want to go into Paris on a hot streak. You know what I mean? After they just after they got the bronze in at the World Championships. Now they're going to go to Paris, full squad, probably with Jamal Murray now, go on a hot streak, and hope that building block gets them Jamal Murray and SGA further down the road. Masai's playing chess out here. He's playing the long game.
I mean, how do you think Team Canada would do in the NBA?
With Jamal Murray, they'd be nice.
Jamal Murray?
I mean, Wiggins would be on that team, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is that another guy they try to go after?
With Mathurin, you'd add Mathurin off the bench. They'd be nice.
Yeah.
They would definitely be nice. You know?
Canada, man. They're making some
Lou Dort.
Lou Dort?
Oh, yeah.
Lou Dort?
Yeah.
Good role player.
That'd be a good squad. Yeah. Their big man position would be a little sus.
They got bronze, so they're a good team.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. They didn't even have Jamal Murray for that one. They had Jamal Murray. That team could have been in the finals.
Masai trying to get the band back together, man. You know? Yeah. I mean, and for the Jazz, I mean, look, we talked about their stacked front court back in the offseason when they were assembling all these guys. So not a surprise that Kelly Olynyk would be on his way out. You go get some reinforcements. They got a first-round pick out the deal. And so good job by Danny Ainge as he replenishes his war chest. And, you know, Utah does whatever Utah is trying to do.
That's the question.
Yes, what is Utah trying to do?
Hey, don't let their fans tell you because, oh, my God, you guys are crazy with the Jazz. Yo, listen, man, we try to tell you after the beginning, man.
What are they doing?
The team is not going anywhere.
Burn.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
It's going to be a slow burn.
Now they got Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton, and Markkanen on that team.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. I mean, this trade deadline was filled with Woj pistols, man, with water pistols, man. No bombs. The next one was a bomb. That was a bomb. But no bombs on most of these, man.
It's crazy what we call bombs nowadays because it used to be like superstars or not necessarily superstars, but like big stars being traded, right? Like you think about when Melo got traded to the Knicks, that was a Woj bomb.
Right.
You know, you think about even off-season signings where you get KD and Kyrie going to Brooklyn. Those are Woj bombs. Now the trade deadline's like, we are now seeing two respectable role players going to a good team that can compete.
I mean, some of these aren't really even worth speaking on. But Monte Morris got moved to the Timberwolves. That was a guy I had my eye on for the Knicks. He ends up getting moved. He was in the final year of a $9 million deal. Shake Milton and Troy Brown going to where are they going? Detroit?
No, Shake is going the T-Wolves.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Wait, Monte Morris. Timberwolves acquire Monte Morris for Shake Milton and Troy Brown.
Oh, so Shake got traded again?
I guess so. It says Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota is sending Shake Milton, Troy Brown, and a second to Detroit.
So Shake just got traded there. Now they're shipping him off.
Oof. Imagine that. He goes from Philly, then you're going to do the Timberwolves. They're like, now you're going to Detroit.
Oh, man. This guy's globetrotting.
Brutal, man. It's brutal.
That was all over the place.
It's brutal. You know, the money's great, but damn, the reality kicks in. Like, shoot.
I think I'll move it here.
Man, tough. Tough one to get.
Can you imagine when you find out that you get moved to Detroit? Hey, guys. Yeah. Or it's like even Malcolm Brogdon going from Boston. Hey, man, you were part of this championship title contender. Now you're going out to a rebuilding team.
You are headed to the wall,
They didn't trade him, right?
Who?
They didn't trade Brogdon.
They didn't trade Brogdon.
Brogdon did not get traded.
Why wouldn't they trade Brogdon?
Brogdon did not get traded, man. Did not get
Jeremy
traded.
Grant.
So Brogdon is still around. So there that is. Xavier Tillman. I like this move. This was yesterday, actually. But Xavier Tillman getting traded from the Memphis Grizzlies to the Boston Celtics. I like that pickup. I thought that was a good pickup for the C's, man. What'd you guys think?
I agree. Briggs defense, good culture guy from all accounts.
Yeah.
And they needed more depth, right? Like, I mean, yeah, if Porzingis is out, they're not going to win no matter what. But, you know, if he's there and then Xavier could give you, 10 minutes during the playoffs here and there, bring some defense in. I think it's a great pickup. Bring some toughness too. Marcus Smart not being there. They lost a little bit of toughness with that. So you add Tillman in that regard. Yeah, I like it, man. Solid move. Nothing too crazy.
For sure.
They have front court depth with Tillman, so that's
good pickup.
Yeah, especially when you think about Al Horford, who's getting up there. Like, I think it's a good pickup for the Celtics.
I like that pickup. Celtics also getting Jaden Springer. I thought that was a sleeper pick too. He was starting to get real comfortable out there with Philly.
Yeah, and, defensive upside is good.
Yeah, good job by them. Daniel House they sent to the Pistons. Not worth speaking on. We did talk about Gafford to the Mavericks as well for Rashawn Holmes and a future first. So now how many? Well, what's Dallas working with as far as draft picks now? I mean, we got their pick this year. They traded a future first in this Gafford deal, and they traded a first for P.J. Washington. It's interesting.
Cuban doesn't care, man. He's like, look, man, I'm on the way out. You go for it if you think you can.
Family show them picks, man. Family show those picks. Who else? Simone Fontecchio to the Pistons. Kevin Knox, our guy, goes to the Jazz. Trying to think what else. Dinwiddie to the Raptors. Schroeder and Thaddeus Young to the Nets. Raptors will waive Dinwiddie.
What's Dinwiddie going to do?
Lakers? Crypto?
Could be Lakers.
That's more in crypto?
I think could be Lakers. You got Doug McBuckets going back to the Pacers.
It's good. It's a good move for them.
And Marcus Morris ends up with the Spurs.
Wow.
Isn't that funny?
Man. Took 4 years.
It took him 4 years to get right. Remember that. Marcus Morris was originally.
Oh, it was 2019. It took about 5 years. There you go.
Before he got to the Knicks, he had reneged on a deal, Rich Paul. Reneged on a deal with the Spurs and ended up with the Knicks. And so now he ends up back with the Spurs. Look at that.
Spurs liked him, man.
Spurs, they liked him. They liked him. So there it is.
We need some toughness on this team. Wemby, you got to get ready.
The Spurs for the persistence. We got to give them their credit. You know, they finally landed him.
What else here? And then the last one here. Here's a move I liked. I like this one by the Suns, actually. They get David Roddy and Royce O'Neal today. The Suns get David Roddy from the Grizzlies. Grizzlies seem like they're trying to get their cap space in order and started trading away some guys. But they got them. They got Roddy. I'm looking for the deal here for Yuta Watanabe. And Phoenix is also sending out 3 other minimum salaries: Keisha Bates Job, Jordan Goodwin, and Chimezie Metu. And then for Royce O'Neal, trying to find the O'Neal trade. Oh, it was a 3-team deal. So they got those guys back. What do you guys think about that deal? I like that deal for the Suns.
I do. Royce could help them in the playoffs. Definitely fills a need there. It's weird to see Yuta go. Wasn't he a KD guy? Does that mean
he was
KD's
a KD
on the
guy.
move again? KD's on the move again?
KD said, yeah, let's trade Utah. He's not working out here, man. Wow. Yeah, so Royce O'Neal and David Roddy. I like Roddy, man. He's a scrapper.
See. Well, for Watanabe, I mean, he wasn't really shooting well in Phoenix, man. He was shooting shot 44% last year from 3. I know it was on low volume, but he was taking the same amount of shots and only shooting 32%. So they're saying, if we're not going to get that short, efficient 3-point shooting from you, what's the point?
For sure, man. All right, man. So that was that with the deadline. Let's get to the phones. We'll wrap up with hear from the Knicks fans. Let's go to Rambo. Rambo from Tampa. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Man, a trade's so nice. I had to call twice.
Man. Let's go. Talk about it. Let's go.
Love this trade, man. When I talk about bolster your floor, this is exactly what we need to do as a contender. I'm sorry to see the young guys leave, but at the end of the day, you have to realize they came in at a time where we were not doing well, where we needed to find an identity. We have an identity right now.
Yeah.
We're looking legit right now. Okay? So hot take. We're going back into the draft, but we're going to be looking for guys who could come in and contribute to this team around Jalen Brunson and all that, man. I love this right now, man. I just had to come back and say it again while Alex was on the line because he was asking me about Burks the other day when CP took a day off. So, yeah, we got Burks, Alex. We did it. Join us.
Let's go.
And then shout out to my friend Deuce, man, because it's Deuce's time, man. That's it. Y'all want to cheer for a young dude? It's Deuce. There you go. Holla at you guys, man. I'll see you guys later on tonight, man.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
Oh, boy.
All right. Hey, Rambo on the check-in.
Who is playing tonight, CP?
Man, that's a good question. That is absolutely a good question, man.
For both teams, that is.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Let's go.
The Westchester Knicks are playing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think Jacob Toppin's definitely going to play. And you'll probably get some Charlie Brown in there, too. Let's go to Just Call Me Damn 1984 on the Discord. Just Call Me Damn. Going once. Going twice. All right, so he's out. All right, let's get back to the phones. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's get back to the phones here. Getting Knick fan reactions to the trade that they made today. 917, what's your name? Where you calling in from? 917.
DJ Shuttle Strong. Yeah. DJ Shuttle Strong. I'm with Sir JBNC.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, first of all, we got to give a super salute to the management team, give them their flowers. They've been ridiculed a lot over the past couple of seasons. Didn't get Donovan Mitchell, haven't got any superstars, and they arguably made the two best all-season moves with JB and Devo the past 2 seasons. Also, making a deal with Toronto when no one thought that deal could happen. Yeah, we gave up 2 young players, but we didn't have to give up any first-round picks. Essentially, RJ and Quickly were like first-round picks. OG's fitting like a glove on the team and is exactly what the team needed. It took a lot of balls to make that deal, but they did it. Also, these moves getting Bogdanovich and Burks, not super sexy, but, I mean, with OG out, with Randall out, it helps the team to be sustained during this time period, and when they come back, it's going to make this roster really deep. People think that Tibbs plays the starters too much. I think these level of veteran quality players now will give them, a real solid 10 players that can actually play in the game that he can be confident with. And, the team's not sexy, but I think right now, when healthy, we can go all the way, and any team can be beat with this Knicks roster going forward.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call. 407, what's your name? Where you calling in from? 407.
What's going on, fellas? This is Julio. Yeah, this is Julio, First Class Agency from Orlando.
Yo, what's good, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Listen, man, I just want to tell you something right now. I want to tell every Knicks fan something. Mm-hmm. The word of the day, tunnel vision for Leon. This man don't care about the critics, the media, the fans, anyone. All he has done is laid low and continue to focus on building what he wanted to from the beginning. This OG trade that he made, I think, is bigger than we can imagine because we know that the Donovan Mitchell thing, you were talking about it earlier, this might be like an 85% thing that he could be here. But if for some reason that don't work out, I really do think that the OG trade opens the door for Embiid, building it as a stretch four, the same way that the Nuggets did when they brought Aaron Gordon in to put him aside Jokic and Jamal Murray. We got the point guard in Brunson, like Murray. We would have the scoring big in Embiid, like Jokic. You would have the stretch four in OG, like Aaron Gordon. And then if you look at KCP, you look at Dante. Yeah. And now with the Bogdanovich trade, you can either trade him or you can keep him and put him at the small forward position like they have over there with Michael Porter Jr. That's what I think. I feel like we have either the option to go for Embiid, depending on what happens with Philly, or 85% Donovan is there. You could still make the trade for Donovan, plug him in, and keep Mitch and Randall. But if you trade for Embiid, you can trade away Mitch and Randall in that package. That's all I got to say. Great show, man. And keep it going. I'm very happy to be a Knicks fan here in Orlando.
Likewise, man. Appreciate it. I think the Embiid thing is sailed, though. Not with that meniscus, man. He's damaged. 631 Erico. What's your name? Where you calling it from?
Yo, what's good, CP?
Yo.
Hello. What's good, man?
Who is this?
Yo, Dan from Long Island, bro.
Dan from LI. What's good, man? I couldn't hear too good, man. Let's go.
Oh yeah, no, that was my fault. First of all, I haven't called in a while, but I got to say this: don't get mad. But yo, there's too many New Jacks, man. Everybody checking in. Where was everybody 5 years ago when I was waiting all day for Morris to get traded for a first round pick? Remember?
Hell yeah.
I mean, listen. I know you want to grow the channel, real talk, but yo, man, too many New Jacks, man, real talk. But because let's see who's at the Garden tonight. I'll be there tonight.
Oh, you going in there tonight?
I'm gonna be there tonight.
Nice.
I'm gonna watch the Westchester Knicks tonight, son. You know how it goes. But listen. All kidding aside, this was a very good deal, I think. I mean, I'm not saying anything. I'm not breaking any ground with that. And I do hope this opens the door for Deuce. Yo, I got to say this, and I know that this is going to be unpopular. They're going to kill me in the chat. I got to be honest with you. Grimes has been riffing for a guy who, listen, yeah, he was a starter, but last year, but my man's riffing about his playing time, like he was like as if Tibbs was making a mistake by not playing him. I was very surprised. And if this is what the young man wants, if he wants to go play in Detroit rather than be a contributor off the bench for this type of team at this point in his career, listen, he might be a nice kid, but let him go. That so like I said, I wish him the best. But to be honest with you, we don't need anybody riffing right now. We're trying to build something, and so that's just my view on that. But listen, Bogdanovic, I can't believe we got him. I was thinking Burks was a possibility, but he really pulled a rabbit out of the hat, Leon, by getting Bogdanovic. So, like I said, man, I'll keep my fingers crossed. Oh, last thing, this thing with OG, man, real talk, like this cat gets hurt in the most bizarre ways, man.
Yeah.
Didn't he cut his finger opening up like a salad bowl 2 years ago or something? And now, so that concerns me that he's always nicked up. And again, listen, at this point in the year, if he's hurt, he's got to rest. That's a smart thing to do. But this whole thing that I only play if I'm 100%, yo, kid. When we get to April and May, I don't care if he's 40%. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be out there. So I really hope that this is just a mid-season, a maintenance thing and not like his mentality because he's a necessary. I mean, you saw it against the Lakers. He's a necessary component. He is absolutely necessary. Anyway, listen, guys, good to talk to you guys again. I wish you continued success, and let's see what happens in the next 2 weeks. Hopefully get healthy. Take care.
Appreciate the call. 646, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
Yo.
Hello.
Yeah, what's good, man?
Yeah.
Peace to y'all. Yo, real quick to finish off with the last caller started off at. Matter of fact, this is Vince Wade from Southside. I ain't introduced myself.
Salute.
But yo, Grimes ain't been the same since that Barnes kid took his soul, man. If we being honest, everybody sees potential, but he got to have confidence in that shot, man. He missing everything, and now he riffing. Sad to see him go, but that's needed. Yo, I was thinking about like LJ back in the day, man, when he made that 3-pointer, that 4-point play, and everybody want to celebrate. The Garden go crazy. He put his arms out and said, nah, hold on, relax. Let me make my free throw. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel right now. I want to jump out the window, but we got to be smart. The front office is being smart. You know what I'm saying? I look out the window. I see all y'all Knicks fans landing on your face. You know what I'm saying? So I go on Amazon, get the fire safe rollout, the little family ladder joint.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not jumping out the window. I'm going to climb out the window slow, man. We need shooting. Go get some shooters, man. We need some half-court facilitators. Let's go get some people that can handle the ball one-on-one. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Be smart about it, man. I'm excited for this year. Let's do it, man. Knicks.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Peace.
All right. We'll wrap up with this one. 646, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
What's up? This is Amar from Far Rock. What's up, CP? What's up, Knicks Fan TV? How you guys doing?
Salute, man. How you feeling, man?
Salute. What up?
I'm feeling good. First of all, I got to get this out the way. When everybody was attacking you, CP, for underbidding, during the weekly Knicks record.
Yeah.
No one gave you your flowers for being the first one to lead the Burks fast break hive out the gate. You were claiming Burks months ago.
Months ago.
You were claiming Burks.
Yeah. We don't worry about that, man. Yeah.
Number two, the Bojan was such a sneaky good trade because when Randall went down in that Miami game, I was saying we need someone that's going to be able to give us that point production. He's not going to give us Randall production, but he's going to be able to, bring us some reinforcements. So just want to say that I think we have the best front office, and I think in my lifetime. I mean, I don't know what to compare it to. Scott Layden, Steve Mills. What can we compare this front office to in the Knicks history? In our lifetime, I should say.
None. They all sucked.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we went to the finals in '99, but we leveraged the future, and then Steve Mills ran that into the ground.
Yeah.
But anyways, I want to say I love what you guys are doing. And to the other caller, I'm not a new Jack. I've been subscribed since 2020, so let's go.
Appreciate the call, man.
I'm out.
Rapid fire, man. Definitely appreciate that. All right, what else we got here? I got to wrap shortly because we got Pacers game tonight. Shout out RGT85, man. $10 super chat says Knicks are sending the less favorable of the Pacers and Suns second rounder and the less favorable of the Pacers and Wizards 2029 second rounder in the Burks-Bogdanovic trade. Less favorable of the Pacers and Suns 2028 second and less favorable of the Pacers and Wizards 2029 second. So regardless of what they were, I mean, it's a good deal. Good deal, Al. So there it is.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's less favorable, so it means the worst.
Yeah,
they get the worst second round pick. So
there you go.
If you want to add to the contingency on how good that is by Leon Rose, solid deal.
There you go, man. All right, man. Great show, fellas. Definitely a great show as we recapped this NBA trade deadline, man. Tonight, no play-by-play on Knicks Fan TV for Knicks Mavs. Probably going to be a throwaway show, so a bum night. So we'll scrap that one and get back to play-by-play on Saturday between the Knicks and the Pacers. Remember that these shows are all available in audio podcast format, man. No reason to miss it. Catch us on all major podcast platforms. Be sure to support our sponsors, man. Go to Underdog Fantasy, UnderdogFantasy.com, or use our link in the description for an instant deposit match of up to $100. You can play the Underdog Fantasy Pick'em and daily fantasy games, man. CP the franchise, we out of here. Great show, Alex. Great show, Andrew. Great show, all of our producers, Gamba, Tyler. Great job. We out of here, man. Peace.